Today I will be reviewing A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. Yup, this is the fourth film of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and I'm not gonna lie, I do love the third one, like I did say, but we're not talking about the third one. But I actually do like the fourth one as well, because it's just cool that we get to see other characters in this movie. Now, we do get to see some returning characters, but not all, and then we definitely get to see some new characters, which is absolutely amazing. But if I had to describe this movie, I call this movie 80s music because there are lots of music in this movie. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, if you watch the movie, you're gonna hear lots of 80s music. It's ridiculous. But the good thing is that we get to see Robert Englund back again as Freddy Krueger. And of course, we gotta get a new main character of this movie named Alice Johnson. And I know it's not Nancy Thompson because her character did die in the third film, but I guess it is what it is. So I guess it's pretty cool that we get to have a new character in this franchise. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. So I guess I have nothing else to say about this movie, except it's about, well, a nightmare in an Elm Street and a Dream Master. That's a goofy title. But anyways, let me review this movie. The movie begins with a girl, well, making a house, the Elm Street house, out of chalk, and then we get to see this character, but this character is actually Kristen. Yeah, that character right there. And I know what you're thinking, this does not look like the same Kristen from A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Apparently it was a different actor who is playing Kristen now, so I guess it is what it is. So yeah, oh, and now we get to see Kincaid again, yay! From A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Oh, and Joey, too. Yay, we get some returning characters to this franchise. And then Kincaid's dog bites Kristen, and then Kristen wakes up, so yeah. And fun fact, Kincaid's dog is actually named Jason. I know, right? Kinda reminds me of Jason Voorhees. Well, I mean, he's not Jason Voorhees, but the name sounds really familiar. We then get to meet our main character, Alice Johnson, and I know it feels wrong without Nancy Thompson being in the franchise because, well, like I said before, her character is already dead from part 3, but I do think it is cool that we get to see a new character, Alice Johnson, and I do think Alice is a pretty cool character. So yeah. Oh yeah, and one more thing, this is Alice's dad, so that's all I have to say. Okay, moving on. And then we get to see this other character named Rick, who is apparently on top of a house. What? So yeah, Rick is basically the brother of Alice, and yeah, that's basically all I have to say. We then get to see this other character named Debbie, and she's a pretty cool character. And then we get to see this other character named Dan. And then we also get to meet Sheila, which is an also pretty cool character as well. Debbie is eating some chips and then she finds a bug, which is pretty disgusting. Yeah, I do not like bugs either. They can be pretty gross, so I do not blame you. Okay, cool. We get another Joey, Kincaid, and Kristen scene. Yay, we need these characters for runtime. And they're also pretty cool characters as well, just like they were in A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Oh, yeah, and also, Rick absolutely loves karate for some reason. What the heck is this, Karate Kid? Alice gives her dad some dinner, and then apparently her dad complains about the dinner or something. Geez, just be thankful of what you got. Oh, and apparently Alice gets mad, but apparently it's just daydreaming. Yeah, Alice is just daydreaming in this movie. You're gonna see it a lot in this movie. Kincaid is now dreaming, but then he wakes up in a trunk of a car. That seems weird. And then he's in a junkyard, and then he sees his dog, just peeing out fire. Wow, that's pretty weird. And then apparently we get to see lots of fire. And then I actually absolutely love this transformation of how we resurrect Freddy Krueger again, because not gonna lie, it looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Hellraiser. Stay tuned for that movie review. Whoa. So yeah, we finally get to see Freddy Krueger. It is about that time. Kincaid then shouts Freddy's back. Oh my god, it looks like a whole planet. Yeah, like the junkyard is a planet. Wow, that is actually pretty interesting. It's now too late for Kincaid because he already dies from Freddy Krueger. It's a shame because he was one of my favorite characters in part 3 and 4, but I guess it is what it is. Okay, and now we get to have another scene with another character from part 3, Joey. Well, I mean, he's in part 3 and 4, of course. Joey's bed is now full of water, and then we get an iconic one-liner when Freddy says, "How is this for a wet dream?" But it's too late for Joey because he then, well, unfortunately dies. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. We then have a scene where Alice and Kristen talk about, well, their dreams, like the Dream Master. And apparently, the Dream Master is like a rhyme or something, what Alice says. Huh, that kind of confuses me, but whatever, I guess. Kristen and Alice then go to class, and then Kristen finds out that Joey and Kincaid died, and then, well, she ends up in the nurse, and then we get to see Freddy Krueger, and then he says, like, he wants to draw some blood, and then Kristen freaks out and wakes up from her dream. And now we're at this diner called the Craven. And yes, this is a reference to the original director who directed A Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven. Get it? Wes Craven? Craven? Yeah, I like that Easter egg. So yeah, Dan meets Alice, and of course they talk a little bit, and then we get to see more of Debbie, and then we get to see Sheila. Yay! That's amazing. So yeah, basically Alice works at the Craven, same with Debbie as well. And then Rick and Kristen arrive and tell them like all the craziness that has happened. Then we get to see the Elm Street house. Because the Elm Street house is just the best. I mean, come on. So yeah, apparently Rick explains to Dan the backstory about Freddy Krueger, but it's already the fourth movie. We already know this by now. And apparently Alice is like saying the rhyme of the Dream Master. I mean, I don't understand this by far, but I mean, Dream Master is pretty much a cool word, I would say. Do you agree with me, Kristen? And now we get another returning character from part 3, which is Kristen's mom. And yes, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wait, how did Kristen's mom survive the decapitation from part 3? Well, technically, that decapitation, well, when her mother got decapitated, that was not real after all. That was just like Freddy tricking Kristen. So yeah, it is revealed that Kristen's mom is still alive. So that's nice. Kristen is now at her house about to eat dinner, but it is revealed that her mom wants her to sleep because she's been up pretty much all the time. So she puts some sleeping pills in, then Kristen is going crazy, and then, well, of course she's gonna sleep. So yeah, Kristen is at the beach, and then we get to see Freddy Krueger's glove. Oh, now Freddy Krueger's at the beach. Oh my god, putting on sunglasses. That should become a meme at this point. Wow, it looks so cool. Oh my god, this scene looks so amazing. But it's then revealed that Kristen is now in the Elm Street house, upside down. Kristen runs down the stairs and then, well, what do you know, into a boiler room. And then Freddy says to bring Alice into the dream, but, well, she accidentally does bring Alice into her own dream. Womp womp. Oh, and then Freddy throws Kristen in the fire. No! And then we get to see the soul chest. But no, Kristen is now in the fire. Well, that's sad. While Kristen is literally being burnt alive, she says to, well, Alice to take her own power. You know, like pulling people into the dream. So, yeah, rest in peace, Kristen. And then Alice somewhat gets her power. So I guess that's how it's going to be when Alice wakes up from her dream. So, yeah. Alice and Rick then run over to Kristen's house, and then they see Kristen burnt alive. Oh my god. So yeah, all of our Dream Warrior characters from the third film are now dead, and now we are with the Dream Master characters. Yeah. Alice and Sheila are now having a math test, and then, well, Sheila, of course, is having, like, asthma, and she has to breathe. Oh, and then we have learning is fun with Freddy. Cool. Now, Sheila is now in a dream, because Alice pulled her into the dream, because, well, remember, Alice has Kristen's powers. Oh, and now we get to see a robot arm attacking Sheila. Sure, why not? Wow, this is absolutely insane. Okay, now we get to see Freddy Krueger. Yay! So yeah, Freddy Krueger then gets, well, the teacher's apple and then cuts it up. Oh my god. I always find this satisfying when he cuts up, well, the apple with the razor, like, gloves. I just find it, like, so satisfying. So yeah, Freddy then gets pretty close to Sheila, and oh my god, this is pretty creepy, I must say. So yeah, he puts his like razor gloves near Sheila, and then Freddy's acting really weird, like what the heck? And then soon after, we get another Freddy one-liner, but it's too late for Sheila because he literally is getting the oxygen out of Sheila. Oh my god, this is not gory, but it's pretty creative, so that's why I do kind of like this kill. Oh my god. So yeah, Sheila wakes up from the dream, and then, well, she dies for real by not being able to breathe anymore. Oh my god. Dan then comes to, well, the restaurant, the Craven, and then Alice tells Dan about, like, what's going on, and about Freddy Krueger, and all that's going on. Oh, now we're in a school. Sure, why not? Oh, now we have a scene where Rick is falling asleep, too. Okay, well, of course we gotta have characters falling asleep. I mean, this is a Nightmare on Elm Street. Part 4. So, yeah, it appears that Rick is now in an elevator. Oh, now he's at, well, the Kung Fu place. Oh my god, it's just a bunch of pillows and curtains and stuff or whatever. Oh, and apparently, Rick is fighting an invisible Freddy. Okay, well, I guess that's what it's going to be. Oh, now we get to see the Freddy Krueger glove. Cool. Oh yeah, and now it's pretty much to the death of Rick being stabbed by Freddy Krueger. Gotta be honest, but this is a pretty lame death. We're now at Rick's funeral, and apparently we get a scene where Alice is daydreaming about Rick. Oh my god, this is so cheesy. Yeah, let's put Rick back in the coffin and pretend that never happened. Because that daydream scene was pretty weird, I must say. We now get another scene where it's revealed that Debbie is now into exercise. And trust me, we'll see that scene happen pretty much soon in the movie. Yeah, trust me, you will. Oh, hi, Dan. Okay, moving on. Alice is now at the movie theater, and of course she has to get some popcorn and soda, and apparently she's watching this random movie. So, yeah, that's actually, pretty random. Oh, and now we get to see the Craven on the TV. That's weird. Oh, and her popcorn and her drinks are floating. That's weird, too. Well, actually, I wouldn't say they're floating. They're just more like, I don't know, moving away from the wind, so yeah. So yeah, Alice then floats away into the movie screen. Oh my god. Then she sees a bunch of her friends, which are ghosts, because, well, we all know her friend's already dead from Freddy Krueger. Oh, great, now we get to see an old version of, well, Alice. And now we get some pizza, soul pizza, from Freddy Krueger. Oh, and then he eats the, like, Rick meatball. Oh my god, that is just so gross and disgusting. But I do love pizza one way or another. Oh, now we get to see Debbie, who apparently is working out. So yeah, I guess she was not lying after all about that. Alice and Dan then go rush to save Debbie. Well, of course. She makes it to Debbie's house, and then, oh, we're back to the diner. We finally get to see Freddy Krueger, and then he says, no pain, no gain. And then, well, it's too late for Debbie because her arm's literally just ripped off by Freddy Krueger. Oh my god, this is so nasty. This special effect is just so crazy. Oh, and now she's just transforming into a bug? What the heck? Oh my god. Alice then makes it to Debbie's house, and then, oh my god, we're back to the diner. What is going on? What the heck is going on? Oh, you'll just have to find out. Because now we're back with Debbie with those weird-looking bug arms, but there's a bit of a situation. She's, well, stuck to this, like, trap thing, and oh my god, she's a cockroach! What the heck? So yeah, what do you know? Alice then runs back to the diner, but then she's a little bit confused. It's then revealed that Freddy is making Alice and Dan go into circles. That's why they keep repeating themselves and going to Debbie's house and then to the diner. So I guess that's what Freddy is doing, which is absolutely crazy. So yeah, it's too late for Debbie because she is now a cockroach, and now she's in, well, the Roach Motel, this little box thing right here, which Freddy Krueger crushes. What a crazy kill. Alice and Dan then see Freddy Krueger, then hit him with a car. But then Freddy Krueger disappeared. What the heck? That's pretty suspicious why he disappeared. Wait, what the heck? Where's Freddy? Huh, I'm right here. Oh, okay. Well, let me continue this review. So yeah, in real life, they did crash into a tree, and then Dan is brought into a hospital, and then Alice returns home. Okay, bye, Alice. Oh, okay, and now you know what time it is? It's a montage time. So yeah, Alice gears up and grabs objects from her dead friends, and then yeah. Okay, now Dan sees Freddy Krueger, and Freddy Krueger says, well, it ain't Dr. Seuss. Well, you are a doctor now, but you are sure not Dr. Seuss, I will tell you that. You are Dr. Freddy. So yeah, Alice then kicks into glass and then, ends up into the hospital. Oh, and now Dan and Alice are now into this tunnel thing. Oh, well, that's weird. Oh, and then Freddy is now spinning the tunnel while a bunch of them are, like, going around and round and round. Yeah, this is just nonsense. But okay, now they're in a church. We then get to see a cool screenshot of Alice. Heck yeah. So yeah, it is basically the third act, and you know what the third act means? A fight scene! Because now we have Alice and Freddy fighting around in the church, and apparently she kicks him a bunch, and that doesn't really affect him, so he keeps on laughing, and then after that he throws Alice, and then Alice decides to use this electricity thing from Sheila's technology. Oh, and then it goes right through his chest. Well, that doesn't affect him either, because Freddy is eternal. So yeah, Alice then listens to all these dream kids about the whole Dream Master rhyme and stuff, and then she sees this mirror, and then apparently Freddy dies by a mirror because it goes right into his face! Oh, and then we were in the inside of Freddy's mouth, and then we get to see all the souls. Oh my god, this is so crazy. And then Freddy dies by a bunch of, arms coming out of him, which are the souls. So yeah, it's just so ridiculous, but I do kind of like this death scene. It is pretty crazy. Oh my god, it is really crazy. So yeah, basically Freddy Krueger dies by a bunch of these souls coming out of his mouth. Whoa. And yeah, that's basically the death of Freddy Krueger in this movie. A bunch of the souls then escape, which is really happy, and then Alice then leaves the church. Alice is now with Dan, since I guess it's, confirmed that they're now boyfriend and girlfriend, so yeah. Then Dan does a coin flip, and then Alice sees Freddy Krueger. But Alice then ignores it, and then that is pretty much the end of this movie. Yay, I'm glad we get a nice ending, because we get to see lots of water! So yeah, that's basically the end of me reviewing A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Child. Now, like I did say before, I love A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 better, but I do actually enjoy this film as well. So I do love A Nightmare on Elm Street 4. It is pretty entertaining, and the kills are just insane. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, it was pretty crazy I died by a mirror as well. Yeah, I know, right? It was pretty cheesy, but hey, at least those arms coming out of you looked pretty cool. Yes, that is true. Oh, but did you actually think I died? Because I'll be back. Like I said before, I am eternal. Well, of course you'll come back in A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child. Stay tuned for that movie review. But, yeah, that's basically the end of me reviewing this movie. Yes! Yes! Huh? Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's basically the end of me reviewing A Nightmare on Elm Street 4, The Dream Master. I think it is a pretty cool movie. And, yeah, of course there's lots of 80s music in this movie. If you watch the movie, you're gonna hear lots of 80s music, because, that's just the time the movie takes place. So, yeah, that's basically it, and I'll see you guys in the next movie review. Okay. Bye!